En welkom allemaal. Bienvenue tout le monde. Pardon, je ne parle pas beaucoup français. Welcome everyone. Forgive me, I don't speak much apart from English, and English is not my first language. I'm Andre Clements. I'm speaking to you from Johannesburg, Southern Africa, in what used to be grasslands. We like to begin these events with an opening by Indigenous voices. And for tonight, from the Commonwealth of Dominica, an island nation in the Eastern Caribbean, the opening ceremony will be led by Miranda and Gerard Langlais to Kalinago Elders. The indigenous people of the Caribbean region, before the European invasion 500 years ago, numbered about 6 million. As a result of colonial genocide, today the Kalinago of Dominica number just 2,000 and are the last indigenous people in the region with territory. Miranda Langlais is popularly known as the Kalinago cultural queen. She's a singer, a designer, a cultural activist, and the president of the Carina Cultural Group of Dominica. Gerard Langlais is a cultural activist, a spiritual healer, a shaman, and the manager of the Carina Cultural Group. Both Miranda and Gerard have received many regional and international awards for cultural preservation of the Kalinago people. Following their opening ceremony, we will hear from Jessica Canham of the Kapi Cottage Retreats in Dominica, who has kindly agreed to read the Extinction Rebellion World Shared Purpose and Dignity invitation that we read at each one of these meetings. She will also say a few things around that and their context. Miranda, Gerard, and Jessica, over to you.
Tawana tamuru, woki parurata, aide itandoni kong. Gloria tamuru, woki parurata, wera kuitani kong. Tawana tamuru, woki parurata, aide itandoni kong. Gloria tamuru, woki parurata, wera kuitani kong. Tawana tamuru, aide itandoni kong. Oh, Itiri, Papa Itiri. Yomu etitang yomu beku yom pantikwet ala yete. Dan buila biobu tumali batali. O tika eula, ibu bali, ibu ali ubehu. Bali mepoi. Nika koile. Roya kati kiabanom, bueno katieni. Yumwin roya wa bali. Yumwin roya wa oni. Asa mene tito wa batita. Sagbau nete buyoni. Obe tika kaikweta. Boya toria. Atulibani. Moingate. Sinalibonam. Itiri. Ayuma ubutubu. Ikabu itinam. Ubehu wakamonha. Ahakatu, 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 ahakatu. Oichiri, Lumankani and Ragoni Okune Oichiri. Oichiri, Lumankani and Ragoni, Oaitumuli. Oichiri, Sunono. Oichiri, Oichiri, Papa Ichiri, Lumankani and Ragoni Okune Oichiri. Ahakatu, ahakatu, ahakatu. Ahakatu.
Thank you, Gerard and Miranda. I've been asked to read the Extinction Rebellion World Purpose and Dignity Invitation. We invite everyone to join in agreement to this shared purpose. Facing the destruction of our planet's natural life support systems and runaway climate change by responding to the best of our abilities in alignment with the XR principles and values. To love this world and beings in it, and resolve to work together to save our families, our communities, all people, all animals, and the world from as much suffering and destruction as possible. We welcome everyone in XR spaces and refuse to let our differences divide us. We will force our governments and other powers to act by mobilizing vast numbers of ordinary people from all walks of life to join us in the streets and in supporting mass, nonviolent civil resistance. We work to change the harmful aspects of the things we do and the ways we do them towards taking better care of ourselves, those around us, and the world. The Shared Dignity Agreement. We commit to cultures of respect and shared dignity as we work together in person, in groups, in real life, and online. We will communicate with mutual appreciation, kindness, and care. We will speak from our own experience without making assumptions about what is in the minds and the hearts of others. When we disagree, we will assume goodwill on the part of others, even though we sometimes lack skillfulness or understanding. And when we point out harmful behaviors, we will refrain from canceling people by shaming, attacking, gossiping, or dismissing them with negative labels. We will only commit to tasks that we can do and will return those we have not been able to do. We are a community united in our work, and everyone is valued. We are what we have to work with. We are family. Now, I want to thank Extinction Rebellion for inviting us to participate. I am Dominican. The Kalinago name for our island is Waitikubali. Tall is her body. Here in the Eastern Caribbean, we are on the front lines of the climate emergency. Our island of just 70,000 inhabitants was devastated in 2017 by one of the largest Category 5 hurricanes to ever form in the tropical Atlantic. Hurricane Maria grew from a tropical storm to a ferocious Category 5 in just 24 hours. When I opened my window that morning after the storm, it looked like a nuclear bomb had exploded. Every leaf on every tree was gone. Roofs were gone, bridges washed out, roads, crops destroyed. And there were 65 Dominicans who lost their lives that day. Hurricane Maria clearly demonstrated to us that collapse is arriving on our shores in violent waves, hitting the most vulnerable places first. Over the past 3 years, Dominicans have worked hard together to rebuild and to recover. And with international support, we did it. As of today, we have no reported COVID-19 cases on island. However, we've been devastated by the economic impact of the global shutdowns. In order to survive the next waves of climate catastrophe, we need solidarity between the global north and the global south. There will be calm periods between this chaos. And in Dominica, we know that now is the time to learn to adapt to this climate crisis. Now is the time to take action and to push back against a terminal tomorrow. Here at Café Cottage Retreats, we host transformative group learning experiences in the mountains on the edge of the last intact oceanic rainforest in our region. Like ours, people around the world face the same uncertainty and are learning transformation. We support XR's shared purpose. We work to change the harmful aspects of the things that we do and the ways we do them towards taking better care of ourselves, those around us, including the more than human creatures and all the natural world. Thank you and one love.
About XR World. The world is a big place. The world is also in big trouble. And that is what Extinction Rebellion is about. It's about facing that trouble and doing what we can to make it better some. XR World events are organized at this stage to happen roughly every 2 months. The next one is aimed at the end of August. And is organized by, like so much else in these spaces, by a small group of people. And that's a big part of what it is about human beings coming together to creatively collaborate and cooperate. Someone recently remarked that it seems there are preciously few trying to keep the fort. And I think in some ways they are not wrong. But to me, and I know for many of you, there is also something quite exhilarating about being part of a small engaged team, reaching out between organizations, groups, agendas, and along the way, doing what needs doing. And also sensing how alive this network somehow is. And despite the toxicity, the pathologies, and the terrible mess of nested messes we find ourselves in, despite all that, we are alive, we are here, and we mean business. The time for pretending, if there ever was one, is over. The business we have, though, is not the business of business as usual, but rather the very real business. The business of responding mutually and personally to clear and present system-wide catastrophes unfurling before and all around us. Not business as usual, but the business of love and rage and courage and compassion and realism and devotion. As much as we can muster, resisting the destruction, reducing harm, and dismantling injustice with respect and passion for life, for the cause that all life shares, the right and the will to be. That brings us together here. Now, if you're fortunate enough to have a bathtub and it's running over, you can debate whether it's because the hot water or the cold water, or if the water will reach the kitchen or just the passage. Or you can go and join a mutual admiration society for people whose bathtubs are running over. Or you can reach out and turn off the taps. And to some extent, that is what regenerative cultures is all about. And it is radical. We organize ourselves into groups and teams of different sizes, with different perspectives, different needs, and inevitably different and shared pain points. And we make mistakes, and some of them hurt. And we celebrate some victories. And still, a sense of visceral beauty permeates the glow of human connection. Our mutual cause, a cause for life. And it just rocks. And maybe even that is not what this is about. Maybe this is really about you and the choices you have to make and will have to make. And some of them will be very, very hard. And in that light, we thank you for being here. We wish you courage and compassion. And we also at this point thank XR America or XR US America. There's another XR structure called XR US who've asked for us to make clear that they're not involved in organizing this event. So all the credit can go to XR US America. Thank you very much, XRUS America, for offering or asking to host this event with us. We very, very much appreciate it. And with that, I'll hand over to Faith and Emma.
Yes, thank you, Andre. And thank you for helping us to begin this event in the right way, Gerard, Miranda, and Jessica. That was a beautiful opening. And a warm welcome to everyone for joining this international mobilization call. So Emma and I will be your co-facilitators. A quick little intro, my name is Faith. I live just outside of Sacramento, California, and I work in various XR America teams, including communications, community organizing, movement vitality, you know, the whole shebang, right? So my co-facilitator is Emma.
Yeah, thanks, Faith. My name is Emma, and I currently live in Los Angeles, California, but I'm attending UC Davis as a environmental policy analysis and planning major. And I got involved in XRA middle of last year, and I'm excited to be here and see everyone. Thanks.
Thanks, Emma. So I'd like to tell you just a little bit about Extinction Rebellion America. We formed a little over a year ago, and standing by the Extinction Rebellion motto, to change everything, we need everyone, we stay true to an inclusive vision of mass mobilization of people from all walks of life. We're building a mass nonviolent civil resistance movement, communities of rebellion that pave the way for ordinary people like us to come together, ultimately in citizens' assemblies, to make those hard decisions needed for us to be able to adapt to the devastating social and ecological consequences of climate change, the decisions that our politicians are incapable of making, apparently. So also important is we embed the values of compassion, love, inclusivity, and kindness in our work. We focus on everyone's well-being because we know we can't get through this struggle without reflecting these values in everything we do every day, right? So up next are our first three awe-inspiring presenters, a little bit of a change. First will be Charles Eisenstein, then Vandana Shiva, and then Lisa Priya Kangujam.